Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching episode 5 of Miss Marvel. Now for the penultimate episode, it appears that Miss Marvel spent half of this episode's run, or honestly more than half, on the backstory of Aisha, who they've built up for a few episodes now. Now Aisha was one of the previous owners of the Bangle, and she was around in the 1940s, in British occupied India. She ends up meeting Hassan, who's a man with an injured leg, and they happen to fall in love and they give birth to Sana. But the clandestines were apparently around even back then, and Najma, the leader of the clandestines, decides to try to force Aisha to give her the bangle and to supposedly help her people. But Aisha decides to try and run away instead of going to do that, and Najma does not take it very well, as you'd probably guess. And we see how Sana got her story about following stars over to her father again, when it turns out Kamala is the one who uses her bangle to help Sana reunite the father and daughter. And the veil opens up, which happens to be a bad news for the clandestines, but it also means that Kamran's allowed to come back into the story. I guess he'll be the final boss for this entire series. And honestly, considering where the story's gone, it's actually a bit smaller in scale than I thought it was going to be, but considering the budget of the show, it doesn't seem like that's a bad idea. Trying to go too ambitious with a Disney Plus series hasn't worked out in the past, and having it be more small scale despite the dual locations, makes me think it'll actually work out. Especially considering now Kamala's parents, or at least Kamala's mother, finally realizes that Kamala is Nightlight, aka Miss Marvel. And honestly, she's taking it better than I thought she would. But then again, I've said that for quite a few things given the parents in the series compared to the parents that I remember from the comics. And I think most of the changes from the comic and the show are actually to the show's benefit. If they tried to do one for one, I'm pretty sure that people would have hated it. And the fact that they've taken their own spin on it does mean it makes Kamala's character a lot more likable and the people around her a lot more likable. Even if the villains have ultimately felt, again, like some of the more forgettable ones. The clandestines aren't acted bad, it's just they don't bring a lot to the table. Even Ethan Hawke's villain in Moon Knight ultimately felt like he was more worth my time than these people. It sort of felt like they just needed villains for Kamala to fight, so they just decided to come up with a few in like 30 minutes when it comes to their overall arc. So yeah, it's not perfect, but at the same time, I don't think it deserves all the hatred that it's gotten. And as long as this finale sticks to landing, I think it'll actually end up as an underrated show. And underwatched, in my opinion. But we'll see when that finale comes. I'll see you for that next week.